semi-worried, but I felt like I would hold it fine. At worst, I'd have to pull probes, which I did have to do. But I
Right.
mean, I wasn't too worried. Like, oh, I'm gonna lose this game,
Yeah.
whatever.
Looking at the income tab, we do see you're quite a bit ahead on harvesters. So I mean, the mules make it a little bit of a closer difference than you'd think, but you are way ahead on the economy, that's for sure.
Hmm.
So now the obvious thing to do is probably throw up, yeah, the force fields. Do you think force fields are just insanely overpowered at this point?
Oh, I wouldn't say insanely overpowered. I think they might be a little OP, but a lot of Terran players. The one I'm thinking specifically was D Muslim. I was talking to him in RAC or some forum or something. We were going back and forth, and he was saying, sentries are fine, but they do too much damage for how much they cost and the abilities they have. And he actually suggested that they would need a slight damage nerf, and they would be not OP anymore. They'd be like a decent unit, and they actually got the exact damage nerf he suggested. So
So
I
what you're
don't think.
saying is Blizzard was spying on this conversation.
I'm just saying, if I made a suggestion like, okay, Marauders should do this or Roaches need to do this, and then it happened, I would kind of shut up after that. But I don't know. They, I don't think they're OP.
Fair
No.
enough. So he is getting ghosts now, and I don't see that you've got any scouting on his base yet. You are getting a Robo Bay up. Is your next idea to get an observer out?
Well, I know he's got a lot of Raxes just by how many units he's been pumping out, and I
Okay.
know he has a lot of tech labs just by how many Marauders he's been pumping out. So I think I get Immortals. Yeah.
Yes, you do. So that's just your game sense kicking in. So that goes to show that pros sometimes don't need a lot of scouting info just for the fact that they can read into what players are doing and what they're pushing with. That's really interesting, actually. I rely so much on scouting because I don't have that game sense yet, and it's just really interesting to see that the skill barrier can reduce the amount of scouting that you will need.
Well, yeah, like he was sending. I had that first probe at that first watchtower, and I saw like he's sending like two Marauders at a time or whatever. Kind of tells you, okay, he's at least committed to that, and then he's pumping out Marines too. So there's probably another barracks with a reactor on it, and then you go from there. If he's got three barracks, I don't think he's going to be like teching up to anything super crazy.
For
It's
sure.
probably going to be bio like he's doing.
So it looks like you're going to make a push here instead and try to get him on the back foot, and he's just about to see your stalkers, and he does now, and he goes back up the ramp. A force field there to just cut off some of his units. What are you feeling like you need to do to be able to push in on his base and get this win?
Well, I don't want to push into his face against how much stuff he has. I just kind of want to control him and keep him in his base while I expo.
Okay.
I would rather control the ramp just because it's a lot easier, but I back off.
Right. Since he's not going mech or tech at all, or teching up or going mech at all, you kind of feel like you can just control his ramp?
Well, I would like to. I think I saw a ghost or something at the time, and I got scared because I thought it was going to get EMP or he was going to cloak and then EMP or something crazy like that. So I backed off a little bit. But I mean, controlling them his base from where I'm at is fine too.
Oh, and your observer now does see all these SCVs. What are your thoughts on this type of
Uh,
all-in attack? This
I
is
was like, oh, okay. I wasn't really worried. Usually I panic in these situations, but I was thinking maybe I should just fight him. And then as I pulled back, I was like, oh, this is just bad position. I'm just gonna cancel my expo because I mean he
so.
brought his all of his SCVs,
Yeah.
so I can cancel my expo and just mine, and
Well,
I'm way
yeah, now
ahead.
he's forced to send all his SCVs back to his base because that was just a fail push. Because
Yeah,
if he did try to push in, you could have just you force fielded your ramp and oh yeah, that
exactly.
you're in such a huge lead here at this point now. And nice force fields being put down. That was an EMP to the face. All of your immortals did get hit. How do you feel the immortals versus ghosts is kind of in that sense? Do you think it's just too overpowered that they take all of the shields away, or what?
No, I don't. No, I don't think EMP is overpowered. I mean, sure, it took the shield away, but as you can see, I won that battle pretty decisively.
Definitely,
So
yeah. Hmm. That's interesting to see. I definitely haven't seen a lot of Immortals used in high-end Protoss play lately, and I have to admit that's one of my most favorite units. What do you feel the Immortal is in this point of the game?
Well, I mean, against Terran, Immortals are just so good. I mean, anything mech, you need Immortals.
Yep.
Like tanks, Thors, whatever. And then against Marauders, you need them too. So, and I mean, that's like 80% plus of your PvT games generally just, through ladder or tournaments is they're going to be going either Marauder heavy or they're going to go like tank mech heavy.
Right.
So Immortals are always great units to have in your mix. I mean, you can't just go pure Immortals, but have a few.
So that's good to note for any lower level players. If you are laddering and playing, if you're playing against a Terran, get a lot of Immortals. Like not a lot, but enough because really, yeah, like he said, against Terran, they don't really have a good answer to them if you have them well mixed in your group. I mean, high level players can obviously micro around that and EMP them in the face, but other than that, you're pretty safe with Immortals.
Yeah. You just got to make sure to spread your stuff against EMP like I have here.
Yeah, I see
Just
that.
you just can't get like one-shotted and you're still okay.
Yeah. So you obviously have your expansion up now. You know he does not have an expansion. Do you feel like you can just sit and macro up and wait, or do you feel like you need to push soon?
No, I mean I have an exo. He doesn't. I have a bigger army. His is smaller. I got more probes. I mean I'm like way ahead in every sense of the game.
And
So
he's doing his all-in-one attack again. He's bringing all of his SCVs out, so he's pretty much all in or nothing. And at this
yeah,
point, it looks like it's going to be nothing because there's just not much he can do. You split your forces oh so nicely. And can you just talk about the micro needed in this type of battle? Because obviously, if players don't know, SCVs are targeted first, and I guess Satini does leave the game without a GG. But we're going to go ahead and keep talking to HuK here about this battle. As I was saying, yeah, with the SCVs, how important is micro at this point? Do you think if you didn't micro that he may have took that fight, or was it just so heavy balanced in your favor that you were going to win no matter what?
well, I think if I could have lost that fight if like for me it's hard for not to micro, but like if I had all my stuff grouped in like one little ball and he got off like perfect EMPs, he stemmed well, microed well, and attacked move, and all I did was sit there and attack move. Basically, I probably would have lost that, but just spread out against EMP is the biggest thing. Make sure to use Guardian Shield and Force Fields, and then that's pretty much it. I
Right.
mean, in that big of a fight, you're just attack, moving, Guardian Shield, spread, Force Field.
Yeah, I've just backed up a little here just to see that you did have about double the size of the armies he
Yeah,
did. So those SCVs really gave me a second thought. It looked like his army was a lot bigger than it was, but yeah, that was just one-sided all over the place.
yeah, I was really ahead at that point.
Fair enough. So yeah, if you have any other comments about Lost Temple or this game, go ahead and say them. If not, we'll move on to what looks to be Metalopolis.
No, I think we covered everything.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to stop the video here and we'll move on to Metalopolis. Thanks, guys. Tune in to the next game.
Bye.